Okay folks, today we are in Kingwood again this morning. It's just shy of 9 a.m. and we got bees in this porch column. And this one's kind of amusing because I can put my hand up here. I can feel the warm spot on the column, so I'm pretty sure that's where they're at. But when we look up at the top of the column, it's like the builders were on my side. I have no idea what this little groove is here for. I don't really see how it's structural, but it's there. And it's on this post. Now that one got filled in with paint or putty somehow. But those posts over there have the same thing. So it's this perfect little gateway. It's like a nook entrance. Anyway, we're gonna get this little bit of trim taken down here, and then I hope that's enough that I can just go ahead and take off this board, and it'll be right inside. I'm probably gonna take off this side and the left side. And that should be, with two sides off, that should be enough to be able to get everything out. But anyway, let's get them opened up and see what we find. Okay, so we got them opened up, and that was not for a lack of trying. I don't know how in the heck this column was built as strong as it was, and what I also don't understand is how it supports any weight. It's hollow. It is truly hollow. I guess it could be cantilevered, and that the internal column perhaps has a post inside of it. But I know just having a couple of 1-bys cannot be the load-bearing column. It just wouldn't make any sense. But this thing, it doesn't even have that many nails in it, but the wood, I guess, is all pretty old, about 20 years old, so I go to prying on it, just want to crack and break. So I'm going to try to work with just this one side off, because I'm already going to have a significant little bill here to just to repair this wood and get it nailed back up. So not what I was wanting to happen. I was hoping it would just pop right off there. I actually went through and made a cut here about halfway down, just because if I kept on prying and pulling, I'd have ripped up even more. So I just kind of cut my losses, no pun intended, by making that cut there. But you can see a nice young colony just moved in this spring, so I'm gonna get the vac going, get them cleaned up here. And you know, it's like I've told you guys on all my videos lately, somehow I've gotten lucky and gotten all these fresh colonies, because I'm not even gonna be able to transfer these combs, but I'll get them home and get them off fresh foundation, and they'll do just fine. So what I was doing there, I've explained it before, but basically I get up here and cut out a section of comb, and as soon as I cut it out and pull it out, before I even look at what's in my hand, I look at what's up here. And I look to see if I see the queen run around. If I don't see her up there, then I'll turn and I'll look at whatever I'm holding in the palm of my hand. So on that piece I just cut down, I didn't see her on either one. Now there's bees pumped up here, there's bees pumped in the back, and these combs actually go up higher into this structure. I'm not quite sure how high, so I'm just cutting them off here at this sort of base level, and then once I get those out of the way, then I'll go to cutting out the top scrap up here. The combs, they're borderline rigid enough to transport, so I'm gonna try to transport them and just see how well it works. And worst case is I get them home and I put them in a frame and they start squishing, and then I'll discard them. But for now, I'm gonna try to transport them. Got the queen, folks. She's not huge. She's a pretty little thing. Just like the one in that tree, she crawled right out and said, hey. So I'm gonna run home here and grab a few boxes or grab a box, a nook box with some frames. And like I said, I'm going to try to actually go ahead and transport these girls and see. Hopefully their combs are rigid enough, because there's no honey in them, so hopefully they'll hold up just with brood comb. And I got to get some lumber to try to patch the hole up, but just wanted to show you the queen. Okay, so I've got all the combs and everything cut out, and what I've actually done is I've set the combs that I cut, the queen in their cage, and the bees that I vacuumed are all up there on that balcony. And so what I'm doing now is just using a little bee quick. The bees are left clustered in here. I mean, I could vacuum them all up and then put them up there and dump them right back out, but I figured I'd just soon let them fly. And you can see they're all going up there and starting to orient to the queen. So just spraying a little bit of bee quick to get them running, and then I'm going to run to the house and get some boards cut and be back over here to do the repairs and hopefully cut the combs and set everything up. Okay, so we're working on the repairs here, and I brought my helpers along. My son's playing there, and my daughter refuses to get out of the truck, but whatever, it's fun. Show you what I did here. These little notches, again, I have no idea why they're there. I think they're just by design. I don't see any structural reason for them, but what I did, that was the entrance. So assuming that they are, for some reason, supposed to be a weep hole of some sort, you don't want to plug them and seal them, so I just put a little bit of copper wool in there and use copper wool instead of steel wool, because copper wool won't rust. I poked it right down there in the hole though, so you won't hardly even see it. Just, you know, a little bit of paint past it. Nobody's gonna ever look up here. This one was already plugged up. Like the two on the other side also have the same knot, so I went ahead and put the copper wool in those. And then we're just going through. I've nailed this up. I'll wipe it down, put a little silicone over the cracks and the divots, and then I've got this piece around on the back side. This was the new piece that I had to put up. Just had to cut a new piece to fit, and I'll get that little scrap. It broke, ripped off, but I'll get it put back up there and nailed in. And then you just build a silicone and paint everything. But the bees are doing real good. Orienting up there to the box. The box is sitting up on the balcony. Looks like I'm gonna have to spray that little corner because for some reason they're trying to orient to that spot, and that's not good. And then I'm gonna have to silicone all underneath here and all around because they're seeing those as potential entries. So I'm actually gonna spray that right now before they get any worse, because they're being dummies up there and not going to the box like they need to.